It is Tuesday and today was my home office Christmas party because I work from home 4 days of the week and my boyfriend works from home full time, so I have been insistent the last few years on us having a Christmas party. We don't actually work together, we just work in the same house, but that totally counts. So today was our Christmas party and we had a takeaway for lunch, which was exciting, and we had an office Secret Santa between the two of us. And this year we actually were our own Secret Santas. Statistically, it was bound to happen. There was only two of us doing the Secret Santa. So I received the most amazing Secret Santa gift in the form of a book, and because it was a gift to myself, it doesn't count as purchasing a book because it was a gift from myself to myself, but you know, still a gift. And I got myself Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, which I have seen all over social media for months and months, and it sounds like my kind of book. It sounds cozy and just fun and joyful, and it just seems like what happens in Dungeons and Dragons after you've finished with the Dungeons and the Dragons, and that sounds definitely like something I'm going to love. So I got myself this, and I think I have been thinking lately about what my 2023 reading goals are going to be. I still don't really know. I imagine that I will cement those when I finish work. At the moment, I am just too busy sort of trying to get to the end of work for my Christmas break, and then I can think about some reading goals. But I do think that I maybe want to put this on my reading goals for next year, because I'm not going to get to it before the end of this year. I have other books I really want to finish, and I don't think I've got time to really devote to this. But I could be wrong. But yeah, so I think this is going to go on my list for 2023. I'll just need to find some friends to go with it. But I started a new book today. I am now on my final prompt for my Christmas film TBR, and the prompt that I've got left is Scrooged. I love that film so much. And that book had to involve the paranormal. So I have started reading Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho, which is a signed copy and it's a gorgeous copy. And I have had this for a good while, long enough that this was on my 22 in 2022 list and is hopefully going to be the last book that I finish from that list this year. I do have some other books on that list, but I'm not going to get to them, so off they roll to next year. This book takes place in Malaysia. A young woman has moved back from the US to Malaysia with her parents and is sort of starting her life again in a country that she hasn't lived in for most of her life. In Malaysia, the main character Jess starts hearing voices. One voice to be exact, and that is the voice of her grandmother, who has passed away. And her grandmother has some unfinished business, and that unfinished business relates to a sort of organized crime lord who has offended one of her gods, and her grandmother has sworn revenge, and a little thing like death isn't going to get in her way, and she can actually, well, she's possessed Jess and she can actually take over her body, and that is causing Jess to get herself involved in some very dangerous situations that she didn't really want to get involved in. I am halfway through the book so far. I am pretty much halfway through the book. I am on page 178, which is chapter 14. I'm just about to start chapter 14, and I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would be, but I think I don't know. I think I am finding it to be a little bit slower paced. It took to maybe page 100 or so for the book to start picking up, and now more things are happening and more reveals are being revealed, and I am actually able to sort of realize why things are happening, because I had a lot of questions during that first 100 pages or so. I am enjoying the sort of ghosty, possession-y elements of this book. I really enjoy the grandmother character. I feel like she's got a lot of layers, and I really am looking forward to finding out more about her. There are some flashbacks that really show her as a character, and she feels very, very well rounded, and I feel like I am getting to know her. The rest of the characters so far I've not really gotten to know, and I am looking forward to reading more of the book, so I'm keen to continue going on with it. I just wish it was a little bit more fast paced, but that could just be me. Usually after I've had a couple of maybe not so enjoyable reads, I like to have something I can just jump into and it just is fast paced and exciting. And I have possibly just picked the wrong book to read, because it is enjoyable. It's just not fast paced. It's very, very slow to start. It does feel like Jess's family are hiding a lot of secrets. There's been a few moments where her mother has said a few things that don't quite tie up, and Jess has picked up on that. And I am very much, I want to know these secrets, but I don't want the family politics, if that makes sense. I want all of the juicy family gossip, but I don't really have any interest in having them sort of squabbling. I don't get any enjoyment from family squabbles. So yeah, I'm excited to continue with the book. I'm just hoping that there is perhaps less of the family drama, unless that drama comes in the form of family gossip. I want that. And I'm enjoying all of the ghosts and the spirits that I've met so far. I really want to learn more about them. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. My favourite characters so far are dead. That's interesting. So yeah, half a book left, and I am working tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last day in the office for 2022, and I'm giddy. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I'm so exhausted. I really need a break. I know I've just had one, but it's been really stressful ever since I came back. So very excited to have another break. I do hope to get this book finished this evening and tomorrow and report back. Those are my goals. Admirable goals. I feel they could be achievable. Who knows? I mean, if the video continues, then we all know that I've finished the book. It's not as exciting as I'm trying to make it out to be. It is Wednesday night and I have finished Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho. I have also finished work for the year, so I'm feeling exceptionally chipper. I'm very happy about this. I'm now off work right until some point in January, the beginning of January. I'm not 100% sure when. I'll need to find that out, but that's something to worry about later, not right now. Right now, I am excited about just not being at work for a week and a half. Not quite 2 weeks. I know it's less than 2 weeks, but I'm excited. So I wonder if perhaps I was maybe a little bit harsh on this book yesterday. I mean, I don't think I was, but after I picked the book up again last night to read before I was going to bed, it really picked up the pace and it really got exciting, and I got more ghostiness and a little bit more backstory, and that really did improve my reading experience and my enjoyment of the book. I felt like the pacing was a little bit, it kind of felt a little bit chaotic, but I think that kind of went in the spirit of the sort of ghostly nature of the haunting. the possession maybe, but it did feel a little kind of hard to get accustomed to the pace when it was very jarring how it would jump about a little bit. I felt like there were quite a few sort of fade to black moments when the book got pretty exciting, and I think I would have quite liked to have seen what happened after the fade to black rather than try and piece it together with Jess and the other characters as they're trying to work out what happened. I kind of would have liked to have been a little bit more omnipotent at those moments. I really loved I was going to say world building. It's not world building. It's set in the real world. But I really liked the descriptions of Malaysia where the book took place. I haven't read a lot of books that take place in Malaysia, but I have read quite recently a selection of essays by a Malaysian British comedian, Phil Wang, and he had sort of described Malaysia in such a beautiful way that I was quite looking forward to reading a book that took place there, and I got a lot of beautiful imagery. And I mean, the heat, I could not live there. I would melt. I would melt into a puddle of a human. I'm not built for sun. But the description of the location just sounded just absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, and I really enjoyed that. And I would have loved to have gotten a little bit more about the gods, because I'm gonna go down a big Google rabbit hole trying to find out more about the gods that were mentioned in this book, because they just sounded so interesting and I really want to know more. And I kind of wish I would have gotten a little bit more about them in this book, especially Blackwater's sister. She had an almost sort of classic history for a female god that isn't one of the fun ones, and I kind of would have liked to have known a little bit more about her rather than the tragedy that she had faced. But that's just me wanting to hear nice things about characters. The characters, I still feel at the end of this book that I don't know Jess at all. I don't know her. I feel like she made some ridiculously stupid decisions, and could that be down to her sort of naivety, her very extremely trusting nature, to the point of idiocy? I found myself getting annoyed at her a lot. She made some stupid decisions and didn't learn. She never learned from her stupid decisions and would just go and repeat the same mistake. And I found it really hard to root for her. I also feel like I had sort of loved the granny, the ghostly granny, but towards the sort of middle to end of the book, I kind of found it a little bit hard to root for her after a few reveals. And I sort of thought, oh, well, you're just as bad as the other person. I don't know. I feel like my favourite characters were probably the gods, the god characters in this book, that were ghosts. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I think I should be rooting for a human character in a book that has human characters. I do think I did enjoy this book, and I'm very glad I read it. It was one of my 22 in 2022 books, so I'm glad I've managed to tick it off and get a little bit of more of a taste for some Malaysian culture. And I really enjoyed the amount of sort of the different beliefs in that country. I thought that was really interesting, and the sort of spirituality differences that could exist within one family. I thought that was really an interesting thing to read about. I'm really glad I read it, and I did enjoy it. I just wish the pacing was maybe a little bit more even, and I kind of just wish I could have had a character to like, a human character to like, and a live character to like. But now that I am off work, I'm taking off my last prompt for my Christmas film TBR bingo, which was a paranormal book, which was my Scrooged prompt, and done it with Blackwater's sister. And I am now going to treat myself to my Christmassy books that I have been putting aside especially to read between now and Christmas. So spoiler, that's what my next vlog's going to be about. is all of my Christmassy reads. And I'm hopeful that I'm going to get that posted on Christmas, because that felt like that could be the perfect day to share Christmassy reads. Christmassy and wintry. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm just going to take it easy for the next few days and relax. Is that a thing? I'm going to try it. Thank you for watching. Bye!